friends, welcome to our channel. Today in this session we will discuss the concept of descriptive rule mining. So we have two models, predictive models and descriptive models. Now coming to this, descriptive models are implemented in supervised and also implemented in unsupervised. So we have supervised learning algorithms, unsupervised learning algorithms. The descriptive models are implemented in both a supervised and unsupervised. If you want to implement in supervised, simply adapt the rules of the classification. Suppose supervised is some classification. Adapt the rules to form subgroup discovery. So what is each one? Each one is implemented later. First we will move to the definitions. In supervised learning of descriptive model is called subgroup discovery. Similarly, for descriptive models in unsupervised learning, we are learning about frequent item sets and association rule discovery. So now these are the three topics we are discussing: subgroup discovery in supervised and association rule discovery, frequent item sets in unsupervised. First we will move to this one. First one is rule learning for subgroup discovery. Point is very simple. Suppose if you are using classification, what classification do? So classify the examples. Suppose I am considering some set of examples. These examples belongs to some positive class. These set of examples belongs to the negative class. That is, we are predict a label for each and every example. So the classification model mainly does identify a rule. What the classification do in rule learning? Suppose we are moving on rule concepts. In classification, the model identify a rule such that it forms pure class. Identify a rule such that it forms a pure class. To pure class means simply, suppose we have a training set. From the training set, based on the rule, identify a pure subset of example. That is, suppose consider one class. This class consider only positive. Suppose another class. This class consider only negatives. That is means a pure subset. So we have to identify a rule such that from the set of examples we are identifying a pure subset. This pure subset, this is called subgroup. That is, we have to discover those type of subgroups. Based on the rules, we have to discover those type of subgroups. Suppose this is the entire training data set. Suppose this is the entire instance space. From this instance space, we have to identify a subset of instance space. How the mapping occurs? The entire instance space to some subsets which contains the values true or false. From the entire instance space to a subgroups contains the values true or false and generates a function, that is, the examples are learned. How this example is true, how this example is false, based on labels. So x comma l of x, we already know. So from the set of instances, we are considering this instance is true, this instance is false. How we are assigning this instance is true, this instance is false? Based on labeled training example. Suppose if x is the instance, l of x is the label assigned to the instance x. By using these labeled instances, we are identifying these subgroups. This is called a true labeling function. It is called a true labeling function. So simply a definition. From the classification, how we are getting the subgroup? Simply based on the rules, we are getting a pure subgroup. Pure subgroup means the entire subgroup contains the values of truths. Values of truths. Okay. And along with this, not only identify the subgroups. Our aim is, in the process of identification of subgroups, we have to identify some interesting patterns. We have to identify some interesting patterns. What do you mean by interesting patterns? For example, by applying this rule, this is the output. By applying this rule, this is the output. We have to identify such type of rules. Suppose if a subgroup is an interesting pattern. Assume I am considering a subgroup. If the subgroup is an interesting pattern, it's a complementary. The complement of subgroup is also an interesting pattern. Check whether it is right or no. Example, suppose Gills is equal to S. In the previous example, I have a future Gills is equal to S. For this rule, it identifies a subgroup. Based on the rules, we are identify the subgroups. It identifies a subgroups or 4 negatives. We have 5 positives and 5 negatives. If Gills is equal to S, it identifies the 4 negatives and 0 positives. If we are assuming that this is an interesting pattern, but it complementary, what about complementary? Suppose Gills is equal to no, then we assume that it has to satisfy the reverse approach, that is, it has to satisfy 5 positives and 1 negative. But our assumption is Gills is equal to S means it contains only negatives. If Gills is equal to no means it contains only positives, but it contains 5 positives along with 1 negative. That is, the complement of a rule is not complement of the subgroup. Not complement of, that is exactly the reverse is not true. Now this is the introduction part to subgroup. Now we will move to the measures that we are taking. The measures that we taken in the subgroup discovery. For example, if we are drawing a graph by considering positive examples on the y-axis and negatives on the x-axis. Positive subgroups on the y-axis and negative on the y-axis. Suppose there are different subgroups are formed. Different subgroups are formed. Now we are considering 3 measurements here. Any subgroup, this is the diagonal, this is the ascending diagonal. Any subgroup that is present in the ascending diagonal, that are present on the ascending diagonal, have equal proportion of positives. Equal proportion of positives to overall population. Overall population means the entire set of instances. If any subgroup that is present on this diagonal, if any subgroup that is present on this diagonal, the proportion of positives on this subgroup, the proportion of positives on this subgroup is equal to the proportion of the overall positives in the entire population. Okay, this is one terminology. Remember, the subgroups that are present on the diagonals have equal proportion of positives to the overall population. And some of the measurements are, the first measurement is precision. Sub is any subgroup that are present on the diagonal. Any subgroup that are present on the diagonal have same proportion of positives to the overall positives. Same proportion of positives to the overall positives. That is called precision. If any subgroup present above the diagonal, have more number of positives. Any subgroup present below the diagonal have less number of positives. Below the diagonal have less number of positives. That is, this is the precision. The diagonal contains the precision. That means the proportion of positives on the subgroup is equal to the proportion of positives for overall. Above diagonal more number of positives, below diagonal less number of positives. The value we are using is precision minus positives. The absolute difference of precision minus positives. It specifies the precision for each and every subgroup. The precision of each and every subgroup. But this precision is not applicable for complementary. We are already seeing the example. This precision property is not applicable for complementary. To overcome the problem, that is to achieve complementary also, we are using one more measure, that is average recall. The second quantitative measure is average recall. Average recall means the subgroups that are present on the diagonal. All the subgroups that are present on the diagonal have an average recall of 0.5. All the subgroups that are present on the diagonal have average recall of 0.5. So our formula is some average recall minus 0.5. An absolute difference of average recall minus 0.5. This is the average recall for each and every subgroup. Suppose if you are omitting this absolute, if the value is positive means that is above, if the value is less than means that the value is below the diagonal. So one more measurement is, so the two measurements are precision and average recall, precision and average recall, and one more measurement is weighted relative accuracy. Weighted relative accuracy, that means apply the accuracy for each and every example. We are assigning some weight. Apply the accuracy for each and every relative subgroups. That means the accuracy of this subgroup compared with this subgroup. This subgroup is compared with the subgroup. That is, we are calculating the relative accuracy among these subgroups. So the formula is positions, that is the total number of positives. The total number of positives into negatives into true positive rate minus false positive rate. True positive rate minus false positive rate. Okay, these are the three measurements: precision, average recall, and weighted relative accuracy. This is one part of subgroup discovery. So up to now what we have discussed, subgroup discovery. Suppose in the classification we are identifying a rule such that based on the rule a pure subgroup is formed. Based on the rule, some set of examples are covered on the rule. The set is called a subgroup. The set is called a subgroup. How we are assigning? Based on true labeling function. That is the first point. And the second one is some of the measurements, some of the quality measurements. Quality measurements are, one is the precision, average recall, and weighted relative accuracy. Remember, if you are drawing a graph, that is, this is the coverage curve. Remember, this is the coverage curve. If you are drawing a coverage curve by considering positives on the y-axis and negatives on the x-axis. Remember, any subgroups on the ascending diagonal, any subgroup on the ascending diagonal have the same proportion of positives to the overall population. Here is the proportion, not the number. The proportion of positives to the overall population positives must be equal. This is one point. And in subgroup discovery, one more difference is, suppose in classification and subgroup discovery, if you are considering the main difference between classification and subgroup discovery, the main difference is overlapping rules. Remember, the main difference between classification and subgroup discovery is, in classification we are using normal rules. In subgroup discovery the rules are overlapped. What do you mean by that one? We already discussed the coverage algorithm. What do you mean by coverage algorithm? coverage algorithm, suppose whenever a rule is generated, identify the set of examples that are satisfied by the rule. Suppose one new rule is generated, identify the set of examples that satisfied by the rule and remove those examples from the set. That is, step by step we are covered some examples and remove those examples from the training set. That is the coverage algorithm. Then coming to subgroup discovery, the rules are overlapped. The rules of overlapped means whenever a new rule is generated, if any set that satisfy the rule are not directly removed. Okay, previous coverage algorithm, whenever a new rule is generated, if any subset, that is if any set of examples satisfy the rule are removed, but the rules are overlapped means, whenever the set satisfied by the rule, the rules are directly not removed. That is, this coverage algorithm is not satisfiable to cover all the examples. So for that purpose we are using weighted coverage curve. So in normal classification we are using coverage curve. In subgroup discovery we are using the weighted coverage curve. In this weighted coverage curve, for each and every example we are assigning a weight. For each and every example we are assigning a weight. Initially we are assigning a weight of 1 to each and every example. Whenever a new rule is generated, if any example is covered by that rule, then the weight of that example is half. Observe, suppose in the previous case, whenever a new rule is generated, if any example is covered by that rule, that example is removed from the data set. In this case, we are assigning for each and every example, initially for each and every example we are assigning a weight of 1. Whenever a new rule is generated, if any example is covered by that rule, the weight of that particular example is halved. So whenever it becomes 0, we are removing that example from the set. This is the rule learning for subgroup discovery. Now we will write the algorithm for weighted coverage curve. Write the algorithm for weighted coverage curve. Algorithm weighted coverage curve. Weighted coverage of input is obviously the input is the data set instance D. What is the output? Output is a rule set. Suppose input is the data set. So input is the data set, output is the rule set R. So remember, previously we discussed the coverage curve. Entire procedure is same. Only difference is here for each and every example or instance we are assigning a weight. That is the only difference. Initially R is equal to 5. That is, no rule is added. Initially no new rule is added, while some examples in D. Suppose while some examples in D have weight 1. That is, whenever an example is considered, if the example has a weight 1, then we are defining a rule and that rule cover that example. We are defining a rule such that the rule cover those examples. Suppose the rule is R is equal to, we already discussed the algorithm, len rule of D. Observe the same algorithm. This is the only difference we are using. R is equal to len rule of D. Move to len rule algorithm in the classification. There we are learning a rule and that rule is placed in R and that rule is append small r to the end of R. That is, whenever a new rule is picked, that rule is added to the rule set. Here capital R means the entire rule sets. Then what we are doing? Decrease the weights. So whenever a rule is covered, whenever an example is covered by a rule, we have to decrease the weight of that particular example. Decrease the weights of examples. Weights of examples covered by R. See, this one algorithm is very simple. Weights of examples covered by R. So finally, return R. Now see the example. Algorithm is very simple. The entire instance space, this is the rule set. Initially we have no rule. Whenever an example has a weight 1, repeat this entire procedure. Some examples in the D has a weight 1. First we are identify the rule such that the rule covers those examples, that is R. Whenever a rule is generated, that rule is added to the rule list. After that, reduce the weight of the examples that are covered by that rule. Finally, return the rule set R. This is the first point. In descriptive learning, the first one is a subgroup discovery. So in the next session, we will move to the association rule mining. Okay. In the next, we will move to association rule mining. Thank you.